Time for...
So jump in, man.
Grab a seat.
Ouch.
And join our host, pro football player Big Mike Golick.
I'm coming, Big Mike. I'm coming. You'll see the bubbling blooper man.
Hello, Larry. Now I can't spell. Who's all wet?
Yeah. It's a party, so get comfy.
Hey, baby, put on your favorite outfit and strut your stuff.
And hop into your #1 seat.
Don't push now.
And don't get crazy.
Just watch Coach Dweeb, who makes no sense at all.
Yeah, the Mystic is Mr. Hands. Voice Base Freddy, baby.
See Nerdy Arnold. Go Faith Fluffy.
Pathetic Pat.
Vanity Wide and the Philly Fanatic, all here on...
Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm your host, Mike Golick. I play defensive tackle for the Philadelphia Eagles. You may be wondering what I'm doing with this magnifying glass. It's a good question, and I'm glad you thought of it. What I'm obviously doing is looking for clues. There have been reports of a missing football, and I'm trying to find it. But hey, I gotta get out of here. I'll see you later at my house where I got a zillion nerdy, gnarly, dweeby people coming by. I'll see you in a few minutes after we solve...
the mystery of the missing football. Once upon a time in the far-off foggy land, a football disappeared. The search began instantly. The suspects were many. Among them, Green Man, T-Man, Girl Man, Madman, Hulk Man, Dark Man, and the Masked Man. Players did not play, and the games were almost always delayed. When they did play, it was somehow different.
How do we play without a ball?
You put it under his shirt now.
Excuse me, Mr. Referee. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question.
Now, don't you
Didn't
understand?
see the ball.
I'm the
ref, and I say I didn't see the ball.
I can't believe it.
Tempers flared as they looked for the ball. Strange things began to happen. First, a shootout. Then, a scalping. Then, a hanging. Then, a sighting. And another one.
Are you blind or something? The ball's out there. Hello, Detective Snurd. Ball's been sighted on the field. Requesting backup immediately.
There it was, the elusive football. A struggle ensued, and finally, they recovered the ball. Celebrations took place, but the question remained, who done it? Picking it up was Farnsworth. He was the culprit in the mystery of the missing football.
Now look here, boy, I kind of like them pants. Can't make a turkey out of me. Give me them feathers.
Okay, kids, listen up. It's super duper blooper time. I brought some of my friends along, and that means only one thing. It's time to play...
Wheel of Misfortune!
And now here's my buddy and our host, Pat Say That.
Thank you, and welcome to our show. First, I want to introduce you to the lovely and talented lady that will be spinning our wheel today. Vanity White.
It's tremendously awesome to be here, Pat, as always.
I'm sure it is, Vanity, and now our contestant.
And it's great to be alive, too.
I'm sure that is, too. Contestant number 1, your name, please.
Arnold Snifflehouse.
What's that?
Snifflehouse.
Uh-huh. Contestant number 2, your name, please.
Flossie McTeeth.
I didn't ask you what you were doing. I asked you your name. All right, Flossie, let me tell you how this game works. When I say so, Vanity will spin the wheel until it lands on a certain sport. Then you have to think of a blooper in that sport. Okay, got it?
Yes.
And now, Vanity, would you please spin the wheel?
Anything for you, Pat.
Baseball. Arnold, can you think of a baseball blooper?
Got it! After the pitcher throws the ball, the guy hits it, and one of the fans runs after it. He's the guy in the blue shirt. Now watch his pants very closely. They fall down.
Flossie, it's your turn. Vanity, would you please spin the wheel? Football.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yep, I have the blooper. There's a football game. The running back gets the ball and breaks into the clear. Where is he running? To the end zone? No, he's gotta go. He's gotta go. Look at him go. To the restroom. He went all the way for a flush down. I told you how to go.
You sure did. Now it's time for our bonus round. Flossie, you're going to have to name 4 bloopers in 27 seconds. Vanity will spin the wheel, and whichever sport it lands on, that's the sport you'll have to pick a blooper from. Got it? All right, the charming Vanity, will you please kindly spin the wheel?
Certainly, King Awesome Host.
Flossie, it's skiing. Ready, set, go!
Skiing? Oh, skiing. All right. A guy skis down a hill. He's cool. He's in control. He looks like a skiing maniac. But then... a little girl takes a ride, doesn't see her sister, and then... Where's Mom? Oh, here she comes. It's all right, everybody. They've just been blooped, that's all. Whee! Totally awesome! And finally, a water skier tries a dangerous jump and...
That was magnificent, Flossie!
I know!
I'm sorry to say that we're all out of time. I'm glad all of you could be here with us for the lovely, talented, and gracious Vanity White. I'm Pat Say That saying, we'll see you tomorrow on...
Wheel of Misfortune!
My friend Blooper Man should have been here 10 minutes ago. Let's try and find out where he's at. Answer the thing. Come on, Blooper.
Hello? Hello? Ow! Hello? Hello?
Maybe he's not there.
Hello?
Hello?
Goodbye.
Hello?
Hello?
This is Big Mike. Where are you? You should have been here already.
Big Mike, what time is it? Oh, it's time to save the world. I'll be there in a flash. A flash. Ow. I'm gonna save the world. I'm coming, Big Mike. I'm coming. Oh, my rib area. That kind of felt good. I like it.
He's going to be back as soon as he gets himself together. First, though, we're going to meet the mischievous devil of sports bloopers. He's always causing trouble. His name is Mr. Hands.
Off we go to the golf course. Let's have some fun on the golf course. I brought my very special friend today, Explodaball. When you hit the ball, it explodes. You see? How do I know that? Well, then watch this. You smack it and crash, boom, smash, smash. All that stuff smacks out of there. You see what I'm saying? It explodes on you. Now, here's our tricks. See that fellow over there in the green shirt? He's going to be our victim here. Okay, I'm going to switch the ball. He thinks he's hitting a golf ball, but really, he's going to hit Explodaball. First, we clean the area all up, you see, so it looks like nothing's going wrong. On he comes to hit the ball. It's his turn. He thinks he's going to hit the ball all the way down there. Splendid. Hysterical. The people are going crazy. Another success story for Mr. Hands.
Let's send it out to that king of sports announcers, Howard Can't Spell.
Thank you very much, Big Mike. I'm here to interview a very special guest. I'm here with First Base Fred. Can I call you first?
Hey, you can call me first, you can call me second. Just don't call me home.
I'll call you Fred.
All right.
First, Fred, what's it like out there during a game?
It hurts. Hey, how would you like someone stomping on you all day? You know who my biggest enemies are?
No.
Feet.
Feet?
Feet. Read my toes. Feet. The things that are connected to your ankles, you maroon.
Why?
Why? Just watch and listen. Every time someone runs to first base and steps on me, it hurts. I'm glad I'm not second base. They keep stealing him.
You must see some very interesting things out there, Fred.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you some of the things I see during a game. I see players smash into each other. Hey, they're running down umpires. They fall over me. Hey, I got so mad at this fella, I bit him.
It's been a pleasure talking with you today, and good luck tonight.
What smells around here?
Can't be me. I even put on this splendid smelling perfume today. See? It's called Rosebud.
Let me see that. That says Rob Bud's bubble breath. No wonder you smell. And no wonder they call you Howard Can't Spell.
This has been Howard Can't Spell, and we'll see you later.
I've invited my favorite football coach to come talk to us. His name is Coach Dweeb. I gotta warn you kids, Coach is hard to understand. He's a double-talking dweeb, which means he says a lot, but he doesn't make any sense. See what I mean? Coach, how you doing? I got this football team over here. I'd like you to teach them a thing or two. Can you do that?
Does the chicken have lips?
I never really thought about that.
Well, I have. Now listen to me, kids, and listen straight, because there's not many things that are going to be able to tell you what they're now. We have to start one thing, we get into the game when we started right away. You went out for a different position, which we always like to die. They be a quarterback or something like that, the piece software. Now, sometimes somebody gets the ball and you really take it and run out the ball, and they can go out to the side and not only fall out to their parents or they even want to be, which goes, the quarterback goes in, the halfback goes into two times, so there is no more that you could be there. It should be that. Just a 34. How many times have you ever had this ball?
Whoa, Coach. Whoa. I think we've heard enough. I think we've learned plenty.
Well, let me see. Is there anything I can do?
Wait. I've got an idea. I've got a clip of this great new technique. Should we show the kids?
Anything your fire sees.
Can we roll the clip, please?
See what these guys are doing? They got the end of the bat, they're spinning it around, and when they walk around the bat, they get their first particular places. The two guys hit the bat, they vacate their Friday. Whoever gets there first, you're going to control. The pitch driven up, there's no problem with it. But as long as they have the bat and swing it around, they can both get a good position. It gives them the perfect coordination to be able to come out there and say, well, I've got the ball, and I can run down the field as far as I go, but it still doesn't work. And it's quite been one of my big successful, choice of functions written on the contract. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to do anything like that. It's important, like pitch and bats. Understand? Good.
It's prime time, lime time, slime time.
And now... Okay, we've been having a lot of fun today with make-believe stories and games, but now it's time for the real thing. I've invited 3 of my friends here who say they know a little bit about sports to join me in a sports quiz. What's your name?
Robbie.
Robbie. What sports do you like?
Basketball.
Basketball. How do you play basketball in pants like that? Come see me after the show. I'll get you a new pair, all right? What's your name?
Zach.
Zach. What kind of hobbies you like?
Oh, I collect baseball cards.
Baseball cards. Who do you got there?
Mickey Mantle.
Mickey Mantle. How much is that worth?
$225.
$225. Let me see that. Youth. And what's your name?
Mark.
Mark. What's your favorite team?
Eagles.
Eagles. Good answer. You're going to do real well on this quiz. I can see that. Okay, here's the deal. I got a bunch of questions here, okay? What I'm going to do, I'm going to ask the question. Okay, each of you has noisemakers. Rob, you got a whoopee cushion. Zach, you got a squeaky ball. Mark, you got a bell. If you think you know the answer to the question, you make the noise as loud as you can and then tell me the answer. If you don't make the noise and answer, I got a cop sitting outside. You guys are gone. You're getting hauled out of here. So you got to follow the rules or you're out. Ready? Let's whip these off. Name 3 baseball Hall of Famers. Robbie.
Babe Ruth, Mickey Mantle, and Joe DiMaggio.
Name an ice hockey player whose last name starts with G. Robbie. Gretzky. Good. 8-2-0. Come on, guys. Let's go. You got to get these now. Number 3. Name the NBA player who holds the record for points scored in a single game. Mark.
Michael Jordan.
Michael Jordan. No.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Wilt Chamberlain. Good. Zach, we got to get that ball going, okay? All right. Number 4, here we go. In basketball, 3 points can be scored by standing behind the 3-point line. How can 3 points be scored in football? Mark.
By a field goal and a touchdown.
No, Zach.
By field goal.
Zach's on the board finally. I thought we were going to have to get you out of here while you were answering questions. Every 4 years, teams from all over the world compete in something. What's it called? Mark.
Olympics.
Great job, buddy. All right. Okay, guys, it's nickname time. I'm going to give you 5 NBA nicknames, and you tell me the player's real name, okay? All right, here we go. The Chief. Yeah.
Robert Parrish.
Robert Parrish, still have that problem. Okay. Next one. Air.
Jordan.
Oh, he's beating you guys. You got to get going. All right, next one. It's a little tougher now. The Mailman.
Carmelo.
We got a ringer here, I think. Next one. The Glide.
Clyde Drexler.
Okay, last one. The Human Highlight Film. You guys don't know that one? Dominique Wilkins. Hey, you guys have done a great job. You really have. Let's give these guys a round of applause. They've done a great job. Thanks a lot, guys. I think even that Encyclopedia of Sports announcers, Howard Can't Spell, would be proud of you guys. Let's send it to him. Howard, it's all yours.
I'm having trouble hearing you. I think I need a headset.
Where are we going to get one of them? I guess you'll need some help.
Did someone say help? Ah, hot pepper. This ought to spice him up a little bit. Sprinkle a little bit here, and sprinkle a little bit there. Here's your headset, pal.
Can you hear me better now, Howard?
Yes, I can, Big Mike.
Talk to me then. Howard.
Another one bites the bucket.
Howard, is everything okay out there?
Yeah, Big Mike. Just a little problem, but it's all under control now.
Good. Now tell us about that sports event you're covering.
Big Mike, I'm at a great event where animals from all over the world are competing in sports events. There's all kinds of outstanding animal athletes competing for gold medals in the Animal Olympics. Some of the great ones. Damien, the diving dog, is able to leap from tall bridges in a single bound. He should get a medal in the bridge jumping competition. Seymour is our best surfer. Right there. You see what I mean. He can hang 10 without pause. Scooter is the king of skateboarders, a heavy favorite to win the gold medal in the skateboard slalom event. And Doolittle is perfecting his driving form, and he could go all the way. So as you can see, Big Mike, it's a very strong group of dogs for the Animal Olympics. And who better to represent us than these top dogs?
Not a hot dog among them, and that's no baloney, Howard.
Yes, sir, Big Mike, and we have a surprise for you today. I have the captain of our basketball team, Larry Bird. Hello, Larry!
Hello?
Larry, can you please show us some of that vintage Bird form?
Sure, Howard.
As you can see, Big Mike, he can really fly down the court. And he's not just winging it either. So we're very excited about these Animal Olympics. And don't forget, next week we'll be in Weirdsville, USA for the first annual Weirdsville Games. We'll feature a great big diving competition. So don't forget to watch all the fun and games. This is Howard Can't Spell from the Animal Olympics.
Okay, kids, I got a special treat for you. I'm going to introduce you to someone who's going to really get us going. Here he is, the Philly Fanatic. Fanatic, come here. Come on over here for a minute. You all right? How you doing? Hi. Oh, damn. Fanatic, what do you got in store for us? You want me to turn something on there? Button over here, turn. All right. Okay, well, this should be good. No, that's no good. Something else? I don't like that. Try something else, all right? No, stop. I want to see you dance to a fun song, not to opera, not to a love song, to something fun.
Hey, everybody, it's party time! Party time! Party time!
I'm going. Wait, where am I going? Where
in the world is Blooper Man?
I think I'm going. Where am I going? I'm going home. That's where I'm going. I'm going home. Because it's that way, home. Going home. That's where I'm going to go home. That's where I'm going. I'm going home, which goes right there. I'm going. Hey. Oh, there's a sinus blockage of metal. Wait, take me home. I want to go home. Make a left at the light.
Let me try and call him home again.
Coming. Hello.
Yeah, Big Mike here. Where you been?
Where have I been? I've been with you. No, I'm supposed to be with you. I'll be there in a minute. I'm going to leave now. I'm coming now.
Just forget it, my friend. You'll come by some other time.
You're not going to be angry at me, are you?
No way, pal. You stay home and get some rest. I have a feeling you've had a tough day. Bye-bye, Blooper Man.
Thank you, Mike. You're the best. You're the best. Oh!
Well, I can't say I'm surprised he never made it. Hey, everybody, it's time to say farewell. So for Blooper Man, Coach Dweeb, Mr. Hands, Howard Can't Spell, First Base Fred, Vanity White, Pat Say That, and the Philly Fanatic, I'm Big Mike saying, see ya. I hope you had fun watching.
Bloopers for kids!
Hey, everybody, it's party time! Party time! Party time! Come on, everybody! Come on, everybody!
Welcome to the Amazing Superstar Sports Quiz, the show that will not only test your sports knowledge, but also display some of your favorite athletes in action. In this quiz, there will be 45 questions. The answers will not be revealed until the end. To take this quiz, you'll need a pen and paper. If you need to get a pen and paper, put the video on pause right now. All the answers are multiple choice, and after we give the answers at the end, we'll rate how well you did. Are you ready? Well, ready or not, here we go. This running back holds the all-time college Division I-A record for most yards gained in a single season. Is it Thurman Thomas, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, or O.J. Simpson? Chris Jackson starred at LSU during his college career. When he became a star in the NBA, he changed his name. What is his new name? Is it Mohamed Mutombo, Mahmoud Saad Muhammad, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf? In the 1960 World Series, the New York Yankees met the Pittsburgh Pirates. The series boiled down to a deciding 7th game at Pittsburgh. In the bottom of the 9th inning, a Pirate would hit a series-winning home run. Who was he? Was he Danny Murtaugh, Dick Groat, Bill Mazeroski, or Bill Verdon? At the 1936 Olympics, Jesse Owens became the first man ever to win 4 gold medals. He won the 100 and 200-meter sprints and the 4x100-meter relay. Can you name the other event in which Jesse Owens captured the gold medal? Was it the 400-meter sprint, the running long jump, the 100-meter hurdles, or the high jump? This scrambling quarterback won the Heisman Trophy in 1963 and went on to win 2 Super Bowls in the NFL. Who is he? Is he Bob Greasy, Fran Tarkenton, Ken Stabler, or Roger Staubach? Jim Brown went to Syracuse University before he went on to become one of the greatest running backs in NFL history. While at Syracuse, Jim was an All-American in 2 sports. Football was one. What sport was the other? Was it basketball, wrestling, lacrosse, or baseball? In 1941, Ted Williams batted .406 and led the league with 37 home runs. But he would only come in second in the balloting for the American League's most valuable player. Can you name the player who beat out Ted Williams for this award? Was it Joe DiMaggio, Lou Boudreau, Hank Greenberg, or Stan Musial? In 1964, a 17-year-old phenom from Wichita, Kansas became the first high school boy to break the 4-minute mile. Can you name him? Was he Frank Shorter, Bill Rogers, Steve Prefontaine, or Jim Ryan? This college quarterback set the NCAA Division I-A record by passing for 716 yards in one game. Who is he? Is he Drew Bledsoe, Dan Fouts, David Klingler, or Dan Marino? Urban Magic Johnson led Michigan State to win the NCAA championship in 1979. Who did they beat in the title game? Was it Indiana State, Iowa State, Illinois University, or Idaho State? This Brigham Young quarterback still holds the College Division I-A record for highest career completion percentage. Who is he? Is he Robbie Bosco, Jim McMahon, Ty Detmer, or Steve Young? This tennis player is the only man to win the Grand Slam twice. Who is he? Is he Rod Laver, Ken Rosewall, Don Budge, or Bill Tilden? In the 1956 World Series, the New York Yankees met the Brooklyn Dodgers for the fourth time in 5 years. In this series, a pitcher made history by throwing a perfect game. Who was he? Was he Don Larson, Whitey Ford, Johnny Padres, or Don Newcomb? In 1924, the backfield of Notre Dame's football team was so unstoppable, New York writer Grantland Rice dubbed them the Four Horsemen. Who was the Notre Dame coach responsible for putting together this backfield? Was it Pop Warner, Amos Alonzo Stagg, Frank Leahy, or Newt Rockne? In 1986, superstar David Robinson played college basketball at Navy, where he led the nation in two main categories. One was rebounding. You name the other one. Was it block shots, scoring, free throw percentage, or technical fouls? This University of Florida running back would go on to lead the NFL in rushing in 1991 and 1992. Who is he? Is he Garrison Hurst, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, or Thurman Thomas? This soccer player led his country to 3 world championships. Who is he? Is he George Best, Franz Beckenbauer, Pele, or Diego Maradona? In the 1951 National League playoffs, Bobby Thompson hit this dramatic home run to defeat the Dodgers. Who was the Dodger pitcher who gave up this pennant-winning home run? Was it Ralph Branca, Don Drysdale, Don Newcomb, or Carl Erskine? Who is this Pro Football Hall of Fame running back who played for the University of Kansas during the early 1960s? Is he Gale Sayers, Leroy Kelly, Lenny Moore, or Jim Taylor? This guard for the University of Texas El Paso has become one of the top point guards in the NBA. You name him. Is he Anthony Hardaway, Mookie Blaylock, Tim Hardaway, or Mitch Richmond? In the 7th game of the 1946 World Series between the Red Sox and the Cardinals, this single by Harry Walker would score the base runner who made a daring gamble by running from first base all the way home. This run would win the series for the Cardinals. Who was this daring runner? Was he Red Schoendienst, Stan Musial, Enos Slaughter, or Joe Garagiola? Clyde Drexler and Hakeem Olajuwon, 2 NBA All-Stars, played together at the University of Houston. What was their team's nickname? Was it Boys to Men, Throw in the Towel, Phi Slamma Jamma, or Omega Men? This college quarterback would go on to become the NFL's all-time leading quarterback for most yards passing. Who is he? Is he John Elway, Dan Marino, Joe Montana, or Johnny Unitas? This track star won 3 Olympic gold medals at the 1960 Olympics. Who is she? Is she Wyoming Attias, Evelyn Ashford, Wilma Rudolph, or Edith McGuire? This NBA player acquired the nickname Round Mound of Rebound while in college. Who is he? Is he Chuck Person, Wayman Tisdale, Antonio Lang, or Charles Barkley? As a change of pace, the final 20 questions will present just the question without any visual clues. See if you can figure out who the mystery man is. Here we go. In baseball, who is the all-time career leader for runs batted in? Is it Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Jimmy Fox, or Mickey Mantle? Who is the NBA All-Star who was the College Player of the Year in 1979 and the NBA Rookie of the Year in 1980? Is it Isaiah Thomas, Irvin Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, or Darrell Griffin? Which football coach has the record for most career wins in Division 1A? Is it Woody Hayes, Joe Paterno, Paul Bear Bryant, or Lou Holtz? In the NFL, who was the first running back to rush for over 2,000 yards in one season? Was it Walter Payton, O.J. Simpson, Eric Dickerson, or Jim Brown? In thoroughbred racing, who is the all-time winningest jockey? Is it Bill Shoemaker, Angel Cordero, Lafitte Pincay, or Johnny Longman? Can you name the West Coast college that NBA All-Star John Stockton attended? Is it Loyola Marymount, Santa Clara, Pepperdine, or Gonzaga University? In baseball, who is the all-time winningest left-hander? Is it Eddie Plank, Steve Carlton, Warren Spahn, or Lefty Grove? Who holds the college basketball Division I record for most points in a career? Is it Oscar Robertson, Percy Hawkins, Calvin Murphy, or Pete Maravich? In baseball, which major league hitter holds the dubious distinction for most career strikeouts? Is it Harmon Killebrew, Reggie Jackson, Willie Stargell, or Dave Kingman? In the NBA, who holds the record for most points scored in a single season? Is it Michael Jordan, Bob McAdoo, Rick Barry, or Wilt Chamberlain? In college football, who is the only player ever to win the Heisman Trophy 2 times? Is it Bo Jackson, Tony Dorsett, Archie Griffin, or O.J. Simpson? In baseball, which one of these players is not a member of the prestigious 500 Home Run Club? Is it Mel Ott, Willie McCovey, Ernie Banks, or Stan Musial? In the NFL, who holds the all-time single-season record for most yards rushing? Is it O.J. Simpson, Herschel Walker, Tony Dorsett, or Eric Dickerson? In college, who is the Division 1A career leader for most yards rushing? Is it Thurman Thomas, Barry Sanders, Tony Dorsett, or Herschel Walker? In baseball, which pitcher holds the record for most wins in World Series play? Is it Whitey Ford, Bob Gibson, Sandy Koufax, or Don Drysdale? Staying with baseball, which batter holds the record for most grand slams in a career? Is it Babe Ruth, Hank Aaron, Willie McCovey, or Lou Gehrig? Who is the only baseball manager to win the World Series in both leagues? Is it Sparky Anderson, Ralph Alk, Leo DeRocher, or Gene Mogg? Who is baseball's all-time leader for most hits in the World Series? Is it Roberto Clemente, Yogi Berra, Mickey Mantle, or Joe DiMaggio? In baseball, who is the only major leaguer to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases in one season? Is it Jose Canseco, Willie Mays, Howard Johnson, or Barry Bonds? And finally, in the NBA, who is the all-time career leader for points scored? Is it Wilt Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Julius Erving, or Michael Jordan? Okay, those are the 45 questions. How do you think you did? Well, let's find out. Here are the answers. In College Division 1A football, the running back who set the record for most yards gained in a single season is Barry Sanders, who rushed for 2,628 yards in 1988 for Oklahoma State. Barry also averaged a record 238 yards per game. After starring at LSU, basketball player Chris Jackson changed his name in the NBA to Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf. In the 1960 World Series, the New York Yankees were upset when Bill Mazeroski, the Pirates' second baseman, walloped this home run in the bottom of the ninth inning of Game 7 to win the World Series in dramatic fashion. At the 1936 Olympics, Jesse Owens became the first man ever to win 4 gold medals when he won the 100 and 200-meter sprints and the 4x100-meter relay, and the running long jump at a distance of 26 feet, 5 1/2 inches, an Olympic record. This scrambling quarterback who won the Heisman Trophy in 1963 is Roger Staubach of Navy. Roger would go on to win 2 Super Bowls with the Dallas Cowboys. Hall of Fame running back Jim Brown was an All-America in 2 sports at Syracuse University. Football was one. The other was lacrosse. In 1941, Ted Williams became the last man to bat over 400, yet he was not named the American League's most valuable player. That award went to Joe DiMaggio, who batted .357 and also happened to have a 56-game hitting streak that electrified baseball fans throughout the country. In 1964, Jim Ryan from East High School in Wichita, Kansas, became the first schoolboy to break the 4-minute mile. In college football, the Division 1A record for most yards passing in one game was set by quarterback David Klingler of the University of Houston. In 1990, David passed for 716 yards in a game against Arizona State. In 1979, Irvin Magic Johnson led Michigan State to an NCAA championship victory over Indiana State, a team led by future legend Larry Bird. The Brigham Young quarterback who still holds the College Division 1A record for highest career completion percentage is Steve Young, who completed 65.2% of his passes. This tennis player is the only man to win 2 Grand Slams. His name is Rod Laver, who accomplished the feat in 1962 and 1969. In the 1956 World Series, Yankees pitcher Don Larson made history by retiring all 27 batters he faced for a perfect game. In 1924, the Notre Dame backfield, which became known as the Four Horsemen, was constructed by Newt Rockne, the legendary coach and one of the great innovators of the game. In 1986, college great David Robinson of Navy led the nation in rebounding. He also led the nation in blocked shots, averaging 5.91 blocks a game, a record that still stands today. This University of Florida running back would go on to lead the NFL in rushing in 1991 and 1992. His name, Emmitt Smith. This soccer player led his country, Brazil, to 3 world championships. His name, Pelé, whose country won in 1958, 1962, and 1970. In the 1951 National League playoff, the Giants' Bobby Thompson hit this pennant-winning home run off of Ralph Branca, who had just entered the game to relieve Don Newcomb. This University of Kansas running back, who eventually ended up in Pro Football's Hall of Fame, is Gale Sayers. In his first season in the NFL, Gale set a rookie record by scoring 22 touchdowns. This guard for the University of Texas El Paso has become one of the top guards in the NBA. His name, Tim Hardaway. In the 7th game of the 1946 World Series between the Red Sox and the Cardinals, base runner Enos Slaughter became the series hero when he scored from first base on this single by Harry Walker. Slaughter's 8th inning mad dash for home would break the 3-3 tie and give St. Louis the World Series title. Clyde Drexler and Akeem Olajuwon were part of the high-flying act at the University of Houston, and their nickname fit their style of play. They were known as Phi Slamma Jamma. This college quarterback, who starred at the University of Pittsburgh, would go on to become the NFL's all-time leading passer for most yards gained. His name, Dan Marino, who has passed for over 48,000 yards during his 13-year career. In 1960, this track star became the first woman to win 3 gold medals in one Olympics. Her name, Wilma Rudolph. While playing at Auburn University, this player had the nickname Round Mound of Rebound. His real name is Charles Barkley. In the pros, he lost the nickname, but not the ability to dominate the boards. In baseball, the all-time career leader for runs batted in is Hank Aaron, who drove in 2,297 runs during his 23 years in the majors. The NBA All-Star, who was College Player of the Year in 1979 and the NBA Rookie of the Year in 1980, was Larry Bird, who starred for Indiana State while in college. The winningest Division I-A football coach is Paul Bear Bryant, who coached at the University of Alabama and won 323 games. The first NFL running back to surpass 2,000 yards in one season was O.J. Simpson, seen here during his college days with USC. O.J. broke the record in 1973 when he rushed for 2,003 yards while playing for the Buffalo Bills. In thoroughbred racing, the all-time winningest jockey is Bill Shoemaker, who won 8,833 races. Bill is also the oldest jockey to win the Kentucky Derby at the age of 54. John Stockton, the NBA all-time assist leader, attended Gonzaga University, which is a member of the Division I West Coast Conference. Baseball's all-time winningest left-hander is Warren Spahn, who won 363 games while pitching mostly for the Boston and Milwaukee Braves during the 1940s and 1950s. The college basketball Division I record for most points scored in a career belongs to Pistol Pete Maravich, who scored 3,667 points at Louisiana State, averaging an incredible 44.2 points per game. The dubious distinction for most career strikeouts in the major leagues belongs to Reggie Jackson, who struck out 2,597 times. The NBA player who holds the record for most points scored in a single season is Wilt Chamberlain, who scored 4,029 points in 1962, averaging an incredible 50.4 points per game. The only college football player to win 2 Heisman trophies is Archie Griffin, the star running back at Ohio State during the 1970s. In baseball, the player who is not a member of the 500 home run club is Stan Musial, who only belted 475 home runs. The NFL's all-time single-season rushing leader is Eric Dickerson, seen here running for the SMU Mustangs. In 1984, Eric rushed for 2,105 yards while playing for the Los Angeles Rams. In college, the Division I-A career leader for most yards rushing is University of Pittsburgh product Tony Dorsett, who ran for 6,082 yards during his 4 years in college. In baseball, the pitcher who holds the record for most World Series wins is Whitey Ford, who won 10 games for the New York Yankees. Whitey also holds the record for most losses, with 8. The batter who holds the record for most grand slams in a career is Lou Gehrig, who hit 23 slams while playing for the New York Yankees. The only baseball manager to win the World Series in both leagues is Sparky Anderson, who won with the Cincinnati Reds in the National League and the Detroit Tigers in the American League. Baseball's all-time leader for most hits in the World Series is Yogi Berra, who collected 71 hits in 75 World Series games with the New York Yankees. The only major leaguer to hit 40 home runs and steal 40 bases in one season is Jose Canseco, who pulled off this feat for the Oakland A's in 1988. The all-time career leader for points scored in the NBA is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who skyhooked over 38,000 points during his 20 years in the NBA. Well, that concludes our amazing Superstar Sports Quiz. But before we go, here's our grading system. If you got 35 or more right, give yourself an A. If you got between 25 and 35 right, give yourself a B. If you got between 15 and 25 right, give yourself a day off and spend it reading the back of bubblegum cards. And if you got less than 15 right, quickly erase your score and do the quiz again. No one will ever know.